If you're part of the Security Council and you do something crazy, something stupid like what America did in Venezuela, your veto power should be taken away from you. Ukraine and Taiwan are the most scared at this moment, and it's not like you're gonna go to war with these people, because if you America go to war with these people, it's over for everybody. Before we go any further, please hear me out. Hello everybody, welcome to another video right here on the Dummy Effect podcast. Hear me out. Alright, today we are going to be reacting to the UN is useless. The UN is useless by Economy Vodka. Let's go right in. Without wasting time, let's go right in.
Nothing has proved the uselessness of entities like the United Nations and the ICJ more these last 3 years. Witnessing countries like the United States and Israel blatantly disregard international law and face zero consequences whatsoever goes to show you who exactly controls these institutions and who they actually care about protecting. They're so hell-bent on prosecuting people who break international law in Africa, Latin America, in Asia, but the United States and Israel can wreak havoc on the world and nothing is done. Kidnapping leaders of sovereign countries, dropping bombs on civilian populations, withholding aid and food, killing journalists left, right, and center, and nothing has been done. And not even nothing of value, nothing at all. And so why do they exist in the first place? They exist to uphold Western hegemony, that's it. The UN is nothing but a smokescreen. Nothing has proved.
God, okay. First of all, okay, let's go one more time. That was a lot to take in. Let's go.
The uselessness of entities like the United Nations and the ICJ more these last 3 years.
I mean, I've actually been saying that for some time now. Like, I've actually been saying that, like, not out loud, but I've actually felt like these institutions are really not for. I mean, they work, but not for us. They work, but not for Africa, because everything that is happening in Africa, everything that is happening in the African countries, they always, when they want to take actions, especially when they want to take actions against African leaders, it's always like very fast. When they want to take action on Africa, it's very, very fast. But when they are trying to take action, but they don't really, you can't really see them taking actions on Europe. They're not gonna really enforce the law, on international law, on America like that, because it's America. Nobody's gonna say anything, because there's no way you're gonna tell me you are an institution that has to uphold international law, and somebody is really in the faces of everybody breaking international law and nobody's saying anything. All you guys did was hold an emergency meeting and talk about how you guys disagree with what is going to happen. Actions need to be taken. These are veto countries. They have, especially in the Security Council, they have veto powers, right? Consequences, they must make this thing in such a way that if you are part of the Security Council, if you're part of the Security Council and you do something crazy, something stupid like what America did in Venezuela, your veto power should be taken away from you. But no, they won't do that. Israel to Gaza. Israel did this almost the same thing, even way worse. In Palestine, nothing happened. The war just looked. Everybody just said what they were saying, and nobody really took any action. America is doing something now to Venezuela. Nobody's saying anything. Everybody's just looking and saying. Everybody's just criticizing, but nobody's doing nothing. No sanctions, no nothing, bro. If they know they can do these things continuously, if they know they can keep on doing these things and nobody's gonna say anything, nobody's even gonna do any sanctions, instead people are gonna be begging to do business with them, then how are they ever gonna learn? Nobody's gonna learn. I mean, now nobody is saying, these countries are not saying anything. Everybody's just staying quiet. And that's how they're going to take advantage. Now, the other countries, I'm sure Ukraine and Taiwan are they are very, very scared at this moment, because now they don't really have. I feel like Ukraine, and given the fact that America could just go into into Venezuela and just remove the president gives China and Russia all the grounds to go into Taiwan and Ukraine and do whatever they want to do there. Because part of the defense, part of one of the reasons why the explanations they gave is, or I heard, I don't know if they gave that, but one of the reasons I heard that they actually did that forcefully was because Venezuela was actually trying to do business with Russia or China, I think. So America saw it as risky to let China or Russia in their backyard. So they decided to take control of that country immediately. You get me? So which means, if that's the case, if you don't want people in your backyard, what are you doing in Ukraine, and what are you doing in Taiwan? If that's how you really feel, why are you in these countries? Why are you really trying to make your presence felt in these countries? China does not want you in Ukraine. No, China does not want you in Taiwan, and Russia does not want you in Ukraine. But you are there. And now they are trying to do business. It's not like you're even doing business in those countries. You're actually just reinforcing those countries. So the Russia and the China, so they don't actually have a hold to, or they don't actually take over those countries, because you want to be there and be in the backyard of the major power. So if you want to strike them, you have like a short distance to strike. I think that would actually make sense. But you don't want nobody in your backyard. Kind of crazy, you know? Kind of crazy. But now that you did this, it's gonna be more scary for Taiwan and Ukraine, because they know now Russia and China have all the ground. They have all the grounds to do whatever they want, because now you can't even say anything. And it's not like you're gonna go to war with these people, because if you America go to war with these people, it's over for everybody, because they don't play. They are not like Venezuela. You can't just go and take them.
Witnessing countries like the United States and Israel blatantly disregard international law and face zero consequences whatsoever goes to show you who exactly controls these institutions.
Exactly. They could just do whatever they want to do. No consequences, no sanctions, no nothing. Really tells you who controls these people. Who really tells you who controls these institutions. Because if you are an institution that is supposed to uphold international law, and one of your members, your key members as in one of the members that really have a veto power, break the law, and all you have to do is just hold an emergency meeting and just criticize what they did, and nothing happens because they have veto power, then that's not law. That just means international law does not work. What really works is power. Economic power, raw power, like power, military power. That's actually what runs the world, not international law. So you guys don't even work. But when you actually say you work, when you have actually taken action, it's against the South, the global South, the lesser powers. Mad.
And who they actually care about protecting. They're so hell-bent on prosecuting people who break international law in Africa, Latin America, in Asia. But the United States and Israel can wreak havoc on the world, exactly. And nothing is done.
Exactly. The United States and Israel can do whatever they want. Even right now, they're actually threatening Iran, Colombia. Like, they are actually saying, if you are not careful, we are going to come into your country. Like, they don't really give up. They don't really care. On Christmas Day, on the 25th of December, they actually bombed inside Nigeria. These people don't care. Where is the international law? What? Nobody. It's not even an institution, bro. It's not even an institution. What are you telling me? It really actually makes it feel like these people actually control this international institution, like the UN. Like they control the UN. Like when it comes to smaller things that does not really matter, they take care of that because it does not really concern their members or their owners. But when their owners do something that is really, really dangerous, as like killing people and taking control of people's country, not regarding if not even caring if the people of that country are affected or not. That's when the international law is actually really, international law really needs to be firm. But no, instead they just hold like this emergency meeting and talk some nonsense and it's over. That's it. Formalities. That's basically what is happening. Formalities. Come on, man. Come on. You know, like she said, if Africans and the global south, the Africans, Latin America, or even some parts of Asia, if they did this, trust me, actions would have been taken like that. Swift actions. But now, because it's, you know, the boss of all bosses, nobody's gonna say anything. Oh man.
Kidnapping leaders of sovereign countries, dropping bombs on civilian populations, withholding aid and food, killing journalists left, right, and center, and nothing has been done.
Holding aid. The Gaza situation. When people send in aid, Israel will hold the aid and say something of what's this group? Hamas is taking, when they send food, Hamas is gonna take all the food. That's why they're not sending food. Bro, come on. You kill journalists anyhow, just kill people anyhow, and you really justify things like that. And the international body is not doing anything. All they do is talk. All they can do is talk, bro. That's not international law. I really don't know what is holding the world up right now. It's the only thing, I feel like the only thing that is holding the world up to this extent is just the fact that not only one country has nuclear powers. If that wasn't the case, everybody would have been slavery would have never ended. Slavery would have actually come back. Like everybody would have, bro, it would have been slavery 2.0 right now. I think some people are just scared because everybody has interest in certain places, and you can't just do things like that in some other regions, because now it's gonna cause conflict and nuclear might start falling and flying and stuff like that. I think that's the only thing that's holding the world together at peace like right now. That's all I think. That's what I think.
And not even nothing of value, nothing at all. And so why do they exist in the first place? They exist to uphold Western hegemony, that's it. The UN is nothing but a smokescreen. Nothing has proved.
That's actually true. It makes it really feel like the US is nothing but a smokescreen, because they're not doing anything. What are they doing? They're not doing anything. I don't really feel like all they do is talk and hold meetings. Just because these other countries do not have, or just because they do not have a veto power, they can be invaded, they can be sanctioned at will. But because America has veto power, they cannot really be taking you cannot take decisions like you cannot really sanction them like that. But then what qualifies a country to have a veto power? Veto power is granted by the UN Charter only. So this is America acting. They're supposed to uphold international law as a member of the UN Security Council, and they're supposed to uphold international law, but here they are not respecting people's sovereignty. What does that say? They are not fit to be members of this. So So it's just confusing. Like she said, it's useless. The UN is really useless. Anyways, thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video.